Bright Brennan. This is the Lost in the Midlands podcast, sponsored by Seawright Roofing. And today we have a very special guest with Make-A-Wish. And we've had a couple Make-A-Wish guests on, and it's such an awesome organization that grants life-changing wishes to children with critical illnesses. Mary Silverberg, Director of Development Operations. Thanks for hanging out today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Fantastic. All right, so your journey to today. Can you tell me a little bit about your beginnings?
Yeah, so I have been with Make-A-Wish actually for over 15 years.
Wow.
So I've actually been there a very long time.
Rocking and rolling.
Yeah, so I graduated from College of Charleston, and I had two interests. I love real estate.
Cool.
And I love nonprofits.
Yeah.
And in college, I had an internship for MUSC Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
On the development side, and I really enjoyed that. But after college, I worked part-time for College of Charleston. I got my real estate license.
Yeah. Trying different things.
Just doing everything. And then I was kind of in real estate when the market was going down. So
great times.
Yeah. So 2008, that's when I saw that there was a posting for a program assistant position for Make-A-Wish South Carolina. We had an office on Johns Island at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, this looks amazing. So I applied. I got the job, and 15 years later, here I am.
You've been there for 15 years. That speaks of what an amazing operation it is.
It is. And I've had a lot of different hats in the last 15 years. So it's definitely, it's kept it interesting. It has not been the same. There's lots of changes.
Well, so tell me about a few of those hats. What other hats have you worn?
So like I said, I started out on the program side.
Yeah.
So with Make-A-Wish, we have our program team, which grants the wishes, and then the development team, which raises money for the wishes.
Yeah.
So I started out as the program assistant and basically taking referrals. So we usually get referrals from medical professionals or parents. So I would take those referrals and process those.
Yeah.
So that's how I started out. And then I moved over to grant writing, working with schools, raising money for wishes.
Yeah.
Worked with our gala. So lots of different things.
You've been on all sides of the,
Yeah.
Very cool. And which makes it, I guess, even more personal to you. You've seen each kind of level of the operation and how it impacts everybody.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Very cool. All right, Make-A-Wish, South Carolina. Kind of explain, there's this big Make-A-Wish, and then you got the small one. How does it all operate?
So it's kind of a misconception that people think Make-A-Wish is like this big organization and we have an endless supply of money, and that's just not the case, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we are under the umbrella of Make-A-Wish America, but each Make-A-Wish chapter is their own nonprofit.
Oh, okay.
So Make-A-Wish South Carolina, we're our own 501c3.
Yeah.
And we're local, and that's something that some people just don't get,
Yeah.
So when someone donates to Make-A-Wish South Carolina, the funds stay right here to grant wishes to children in our community. And we have such a great need.
Yeah.
We have about 400 kids right now who are waiting for their wishes in South Carolina alone. So that is Make-A-Wish's South Carolina's responsibility, is to raise funds to grant those wishes and grant the wishes of those children in our state.
This is Wright Brennan, the owner of Seawright Roofing. When it comes to the maintenance of your roof, you want to know that you have an experienced team that knows what they're doing. And with 10 years in the business, we check all the boxes. Leaky roof, storm damage, or just overdue on maintenance, give us a call at 803-828-4181 for a free estimate. Again, that's 803-828-4181. And remember, our commitment is to roof it the right way. So 400 kids that have been approved, and you guys are just fighting to get the money together.
Right. Yes. They are. It's 400 that have qualified for a wish. Yes.
Okay.
So they will have a wish granted.
Yeah. And so, how many do you get done in a year? Do you get all 400 in a year?
Unfortunately not.
I know you do as many as possible.
We do as many as possible, and really the main thing that keeps us from granting wishes is funding, right? So if we had enough funding, then we could grant 400 wishes in a year. So that our need is the funding. This past year, So our fiscal year runs September 1st through August 31st. So our fiscal year 23, we granted 255 wishes, which was amazing. That is amazing. It was a record. Some of that was due to, COVID was a very challenging time for, I think, everyone, including us as a nonprofit.
Yeah.
That led to wishes being postponed.
Oh, yeah.
So in the last couple years, we have tried to, grant those wishes that had been waiting, since pre-COVID.
Well, y'all are doing an amazing job with your different events.
Thank you.
Tell me about a couple of them.
Yeah. So a couple of our events, we have a gala called Wish Night. It's in Isle of Palms at Wild Dunes, and we have people from all over the state come to that event. We have, many corporate sponsors from Greenville, Columbia, and Charleston at that event, and that is going to be on March 2nd. And we also have our Trailblaze Challenge with I think you're a little familiar with our Trailblaze Challenge.
It's a fun challenge.
You've done it once before, and you're signed up for a second time. Is that right?
So last year I did like a half trail. I'm not going to, so I've done it 1.5 times. And this year I got some unfinished business to do.
Okay. So our Trailblaze Challenge is a hike. It's a challenge. So our spring hike is going to be in April along the Palmetto Trail. And we have 3 hike weekends. We have one in the Midlands, one in the Low Country, and one in the Upstate. Each hike is roughly 23 miles. Yeah. So people sign up. We had recruitment for that in January. So people sign up. They train, right? We don't just put you out on the trail. You train for the hike. Ready. You have to get ready.
You don't want to get hurt either.
Yeah. Most people can't just wake up and hike 23 miles in a day. Yeah. So we want to make sure we have a training program that gets you ready to hike. And then we have our hike weekend, and that's a great fundraiser for Make-A-Wish. Just last year, that program raised over $800,000.
Holy smokes.
That's a lot of wishes.
My God. How much is a wish?
So the average cost of a wish is $7,500. But of course, our wishes are different, right? So there's a big range. Like we've had wishes that could cost nothing, and then we have wishes that, are very expensive. So there's a big range there. But we say the average is about $7,500.
And I guess, on the operation side, you got to kind of balance, all right, we could do this, but we can't do that. So it's kind of a giving, pulling, and tugging and all that stuff.
Yes. I mean, we do whatever we can to grant a wish. So, for example, we had a wish for a child, and the wish was for a screened-in porch because the child loved being outside but couldn't be in direct sunlight. Yeah. And that would afford them that opportunity. It was really a life-changing wish that would let them be outside. And screened-in porches are a little expensive, so we actually partnered with different contractors, worked together to do that wish, and it donated a good bit of their services and the cost. So the cost was able to where we were able to grant that wish.
So, I mean, you guys are getting creative to put these things together. That's a really everyone's unique, and you gotta figure out how to, and that's what you're doing at the development side, I guess.
Yes, working with in kind on wishes, donated goods and services are critical. That really is what helps us keep costs in control. So
very cool. Okay, well, tell me about you. Somebody who wants to do what you do, they want to get involved in philanthropy. What advice would you give them?
Well,
making a career out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's a younger person, and even if it's not a younger person, like finding an internship. Yeah. For a nonprofit, because
see if you like it first. I guess.
See if you like it, right? It'll give you an idea if you like it, and I had an internship, and it really is important. It gives you a good look, like a little sneak peek to see, do I want to do this? And kind of gives you a little inside look at the organization. We have interns at Make-A-Wish. We actually have 2 interns 2 staff members who used to be interns who now work for the organization. So,
tell me how working with this operation has impacted you.
working for the organization for 15 years, I've met so many wish families and heard so many stories. And they're each different, but hearing the impact of the wish, they all have been impacted by the wish. And so it's really neat to kind of hear that and to be a small part, of that. Because, and I'll share this, it's one of my, an old wish story, that was from years ago. But this mom, when asked, she shared with us about her child's wish experience. So her child had cancer, and I think he was diagnosed around 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And he had spent the better part of 2 years in a hospital receiving treatments. And when he was about 12, a woman asked him, what was it like to have cancer? And he said, well, I was really, really sick, and then I got to go to Disney World. And then he proceeded to tell this woman all about his wish trip to Disney. And his mom was just kind of taken back by the answer because she knew that it had been an incredible experience.
Yeah.
And it was really, she was saying it was like just a great way for them to reconnect as a family after being, apart and going through that trauma. But, it was amazing for her to hear her child talk about his wish when asked about cancer. Because there were so many negative things that he could have said, but he chose to focus on the positive. And that's really what we, at Make-A-Wish hope to achieve with every wish that we grant. Another quote from a wish mom was, when life gives you lemons, Make-A-Wish helps you make the lemonade.
That is awesome. 1 weekend a year, I can see the impact. I can't imagine what it's like working there for 15 years, just seeing how much, how much of a change it makes in people's lives. So that is really cool to hear that.
And one thing I wanted to mention is, so in 2022, Make-A-Wish America had a study done. So, people always think, or a lot of people think, oh, a wish is something nice.
Yeah.
But a wish is really something necessary, right? A wish is actually something that helps bring families together. It helps give the child strength. And the study that Make-A-Wish America did in 2022 really showed that. So just for example, medical professionals, 90% of medical professionals said that they saw a positive impact in the child's physical health and the child's outlook on life.
Yeah.
It can change that. So, we say that like Make-A-Wish creates these lasting wishes, and that the impact is lasting as well.
Whew, that's powerful. Powerful. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And telling us about Make-A-Wish, and we'll definitely have to follow up in the future.
Yes, would love that.
Where can we find you guys? If we want to, do further research, donate, how do we find you guys?
Yeah, so you can visit wish.org/SC. You can also find us on Facebook at Make-A-Wish South Carolina. And definitely like that Facebook page because we share about events, we share about wishes.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey everyone, many thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow and click the bell to stay up to date on future episodes, or click the link to watch another previous episode. Also, don't forget to like, share, and please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your feedback.